I am just elated that you even allowed me the opportunity to come into your studio.
my Lord.
I love it. And to just have I think a very enriching conversation with you. Over the course of your 42 years being a radio announcer and host, what have you learned over your career?
Wow, 42 years. Don't sweat the small stuff. I've learned that. I've learned that kindness plays an important part in what you do. Getting your job done and being the best at your job that you can be. That's what I've learned. What has kept me in the game, my attitude, and being a good worker.
Now, when you talk about staying in it, right? What do you feel has allowed you to be successful? I know you have your beautiful smile and you're good at what you do, but what else do you think has
learning to adapt? Yeah. I can really be honest with you. In around 2008 or 9, I did not want to do social media. I did not. And I fought it. I was like, what is that? I don't want to do that. Yeah. It's more work. Learning to adapt and grow. Because now I have to put just as much work into social media as I do for my on-air shift, but learning social media and mastering social media. And it was someone's comment, like, well, they're old, they're not going to get it. And I was like, who are you talking to?
Watch me.
So watch me. So it was like a challenge, and I did it, and my social media has grown. Unbelievable. And that's just work and just being me.
And I love your auntie advice. Speaking of social media, it's always something to look forward to. So how do you stay creative in navigating the social media space?
I set aside time every day because it's work. And sometimes, no, I don't feel like it, but I know constantly looking ahead to the next day.
Yeah.
What we're going to talk about, what we're going to post, different things that are happening. I like when people come to my timeline, they get a little joy, they get a little advice, great concert highlights. I've really mastered the whole concept thing about concerts.
I love it. And I'm just like thinking, I'm amazed because I'm starting in my career and just to see how you're powering through, and it doesn't seem like you're going to stop anytime soon.
I don't want to stop. I don't think about retiring.
Yeah.
I'm 60. So whereas I don't see another 42 years, I'm having fun.
That's what it's all about.
And that's what it's all about.
And also, how have you seen this industry change? We talked a little bit about social media and now being integrated into your work. But how else has it changed, and where do you see it going?
Wow. Keeping radio alive, I think, is important. And I think that's where your personality comes in. Make yourself a person's P1. They can go anywhere to get information and entertainment. But make sure you become that draw that people want to come to you and hear it from you. I've heard people say, I don't believe anybody died until you say it. Because I check and I check and I check, and I just like being that reliable source that you can come to for information. But really keeping the personalities alive to make your product or whatever you're doing shine.
Yeah. And you also have had the opportunity to interview, host. I mean, you do it all. You are an amazing woman. And, over the course of your career, as I've said, 42 years, you've had the opportunity to interview multiple people from different industries, walks of life. Is there someone that you have not interviewed yet that you would want to interview?
Wow. They're dead. Michael Jackson. So I would have loved to, and I really thought before he died I was going to get a chance to interview him. I would love to interview Barbara Streisand. She's one of my favorite singers, and she has had an amazing career. And Elton John, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I would love to just talk to him about his career.
What would you want to ask him specifically?
How he went through the times when he was addicted to, drugs and alcohol, inspiration.
Yeah.
What made him such a great songwriter, and how did he grow as a performer, because he became a showman. And he seemed to be so different when he was off stage, but he gave you a show.
Yes, yes. And you yourself have had some highs and lows. You had a stroke.
Yes.
And you've been very open with your community, and I say fans even, about your journey. Why is that important to you to inform the public and also just raise awareness?
God spared my voice for a reason. I had a stroke in 2015. It was 2 weeks after my mother died. And everything went. My vision, my whole right side, I couldn't walk. It's confined to a wheelchair.
Wow.
But my voice stayed the same. And most people who have strokes lose their voices.
Wow.
And it was like he was telling me, I'm not done. I'm not done with you. And I said, he spared my voice to tell a story, to help somebody else who may be dealing with maybe having a stroke or an illness or a setback, or how they could help another family member who may be going through that.
I think that's very moving, because I think that I didn't even know that when you have a stroke that you usually lose your voice.
You usually lose your voice.
Wow.
And I didn't.
Wow. And that's how you know it's God ordained, that he wanted you to be able to continuously tell your story. So we'll end with this. What piece of advice do you wish that you had prior to coming into your career? And then what piece of advice would you give to someone that wants even just half of the accomplishments that you've had in this career?
I wish I could have learned to be patient. That's what I wish. I wish I could have learned to be more patient. When you're young, when you're a teenager, you just want everything now. What I would tell to people, your attitude means everything. I know I keep going back to that, but your attitude means everything. And watch how you make people feel. You may never see them again. But how you make them feel when you do meet them, because that is such a lasting impression. To last, particularly, I think, not only in this business, but any business, your attitude, your work ethic. I didn't see them go up, and I didn't see them come down. You got to have a good attitude, and you got to be willing to roll up your sleeve and do the work. Be committed to it. Be committed to the work, and realize it's the best job ever. I'm grateful. I learned to turn my thinking into, I gotta go to work, to I get to tell everybody about the first day of spring, and this is happening and that's happening. So that keeps me going, because I love that part of what I do.
I know I said that was my last one, but I just think you have so much legacy and richness to what it is that you've done. What would you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done?
Great music and great information. Like, I love the songs she played. Like, she had the girls in the school.
Yes.
That's
awesome.
I like people, if they feel like they know me, that I have done my job. And that's how people, react. I know you. Like you do. You tune in, you watch videos, and you got to be willing to grow. You got to be willing to grow. I got into the business to be in the radio, not to do videos. And the videos have just taken off beyond my wildest, because I laugh. I said, but I got into this. I just wanted to be on the radio. And now we're doing videos and doing that, and people look forward to them. Woo!
I know, I do. I told you the auntie advice, the curls and scoops. I'm like, what happened? What events are coming up?
So I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know what is going on.
I love that. Miss Patty, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
This was good. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.